It finally happened. The most mysterious man in pro cycling, the Danish metronome, the turbocharged trout from Thy, Jonas Vingegaard, gave an interview, and in it, he said something that stopped the cycling world mid-scroll. The quote, "Tadej Pogačar? We ran into each other during training." 7 harmless words, or so you thought. Because in cycling, no sentence is truly harmless, especially when it involves Pogačar and Vingegaard, especially when it involves recon rides, especially in May. Today, we're going to overanalyze the most mundane encounter between 2 superhumans on 2 bicycles in the Alps, because that's the level of emotional fragility the pre-tour season brings. Strap in. Section 1. Tadej Pogačar, we ran into each other. Let's start with the quote itself. Tadej Pogačar, we ran into each other during training. That's it. That's the scope. Jonas Vingegaard might as well have said, I saw a guy with nice socks at a bakery. But in cycling, that's DEFCON 1. Because Pogačar isn't just any guy, he's the guy. The swashbuckling, all-smiling, altitude-hardened chaos agent who haunts Jonas's dreams like a Slovenian poltergeist on a coal. So when Vingegaard casually drops that they ran into each other while training, the internet combusts. Was it a trap, a test, an ambush? Did they glare, smile, break into a 400-watt standoff? We weren't there, so we'll assume the absolute worst and the most hilarious. Section 2. Same mountain, same day, same madness. Let's talk logistics. Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogačar were both on Tour de France reconnaissance rides, scouting key mountain stages weeks before the race. So picture it, the same lonely French climb. Jonas cruising up with surgical precision, a resting heart rate of 38. Pogačar bouncing along like he's on a joyride, humming Slovenian indie rock, maybe eating a biscuit, and some Haribo. And then, boom, corner turn, eye contact, silence. 2 support cars skid slightly behind them as everyone panics. Mechanics dive to hide power meter readouts. DSs start whispering into radios like it's a NATO drill. Because this isn't just a casual hello, this is a tour-level espionage. Every glance is loaded, every sweat droplet analysed. Pogačar's slightly sunburned. Advantage, Denmark. Vingegaard looks like he hasn't blinked in 12 minutes. Advantage, still Denmark. Section 3. The most awkward ride ever. Now, we weren't on the mountain, but that doesn't mean that we can't make wild guesses. Did they ride side by side for a bit? Did one try to surge away to make a statement? Did they both fake an emergency pee break to avoid confrontation? Or, and this is the only holy grail of speculation, did they accidentally start training together? Imagine it. Jonas says nothing, but subtly ups the pace. Tadej matches him, smiling. Jonas pretends to look at the scenery. Tadej responds by unzipping his jersey just slightly too far. It's on. And then, after 20 minutes of silent ego flexing, they go separate ways, pretending nothing happened. But internally, their coaches are already arguing over who won the encounter. Section 4. Recon rides are sacred and secret. The sheer improbability of this meeting is what fuels the drama. These aren't public rides. This is Tour Recon, the secret dress rehearsal before the show itself. It's like finding out Beyonce and Taylor Swift accidentally booked the same studio. Teams go full MI6 during recon season. Fake names on hotel bookings, Strava rides uploaded as chill recovery ride with the end and start completely blanked. Riders using sunglasses and deep tuck positions to stay anonymous. So how do the 2 biggest tour favourites accidentally end up on the same climb? Either the mountain gods wanted content, or one team followed the other. You heard it here first. Section 5. Wait, can they even do that? Let's address the rules. Is this legal? Yes, training with your rival, even if it's awkward, is 100% legal in cycling. This isn't chess. There are no rules against bumping into your nemesis mid-VO2 max effort. What's not legal? Using motors, taking illegal feeds, throwing Bidens at each other on recon. What is legal? Passive-aggressive eye contact while climbing at 5.8 watts per kilo. But even though it's legal, it's still kind of a social, frowned upon thing. Recon rides are supposed to be top secret. Running into Pogačar on a climb is like catching your neighbour reading your mail. Technically legal, but emotionally devastating. Section 6. Mid-training encounters. A brief history of panic. This isn't the first time that titans of our sport have bumped into each other mid-ride. In 2011, Cadel Evans and Andy Schleck shared a climb in the Pyrenees, both pretending that they were, quote, just passing through. In 2022, Remco Evenepoel reportedly passed Primož Roglič on a descent, waved and instantly triggered 14 months of rivalry memes. Cycling's history is full of these casual, but definitely not casual run-ins, because even if nobody attacks, everyone's ego is working at 120 RPMs. Yes, this is rare, but it's not new. It's just funnier now, because it involves the two most over-analysed riders on the planet. Section 7. Did they train together? Let's speculate irresponsibly. Did Jonas and Tadej actually ride together? Highly unlikely, but that won't stop us from imagining it. Picture them shoulder to shoulder, chatting about saddle height and sourdough. Maybe Tadej shows Jonas his favourite climbing playlist. Maybe Jonas shares his favourite brand of rice cake to snack on mid-ride. They take a selfie, it crashes cycling Twitter, and Adam Blythe cries on air. Of course, in reality, they probably just nodded, kept their distance, and reported back to their DSs like two spies after a Cold War summit. But the mere idea that they trained together has already inspired fan fiction, Photoshop memes, a Change.org petition to create buddy cop film called Climb Hard, the Poggy Vingo Chronicles. Section 8. Alliance against Vanderpole. Now here's a spicy theory. Could the encounter actually spark a tactical truce? A temporary alliance between the Tour's two biggest rivals to stop the chaos demon known as Mathieu van der Poel. After all, the final stage of the Tour de France now has an added cobble sector, so this could actually be something going on. You laugh, but this man won a Tour stage by accident, then paced Jasper Philipsen to 3 sprint wins, all while running a Red Bull commercial in his brain. Vanderpole was no joke, and although a lot of people on my channel have told me he's not a GC contender, I beg to differ, especially with the added cobble sections on the Tour de France 2025 course. There's been quite a few course changes. Pogačar and Vingegaard know this. They've seen what happens when Vanderpole gets bored or has sections that suit his needs and wants. The guy's insane on a mountain bike and insane on any cobbled surface. Could this meeting have included a subtle agreement? Quote, okay, you block him in the crosswinds, I'll cover the cobbles, no heroics until stage 15. Agreed? Probably not, but also maybe, cycling is weird. Section 9. Cycling Twitter reacts. Full meltdown mode. Since Vingegaard's quote dropped on the interview, cycling internet has not known peace. Reddit threads are now 5,000 comments deep, analysing what ran into each other really means. Instagram captions are just when you see your ex at decon. YouTubers have posted 47 reaction videos titled, quote, Pog vs Vingo, recon rivals, ? The memes are endless. Quote, when Pogačar sees Vingegaard's power meter, Jonas pretending not to be intimidated. POV, you're riding uphill and Slovenian prince appears. Jonas gave us 7 words, and we gave him a full-scale global panic. So, what did we learn? Jonas Vingegaard speaks once every 3 months. When he does, the world ignites. Running into your Tour rival mid-training is the new breakaway. Tadej Pogačar is so charismatic, even seeing him on a climb is newsworthy. And most importantly, the tour hasn't even started yet, but the mind games, oh, they've been racing since March. Stay tuned, July's coming, and the next time they run into each other, there may be more than awkward glances. This has been your highly unnecessary look into the dumbest and funniest, most wonderful non-story of the season about 7 words that Jonas Vingegaard said on an interview. It's crazy. What's your opinion on this? Comment down below and let me know, and leave a like on today's video to support the channel. If you just so happen to be new here, also consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with all of the latest cycling news, cycling drama, and cycling results. Catch you guys in the next one.